round two. What was I saying? So, yeah, my intentions. I'm going to try not to repeat what I said in the previous video, because I think I did go into this a little bit. But yeah, when I first planned this trip, well, since kind of decided to stick around in the UK and put some roots down, my intention for travelling is just generally to be more intentional. You know, now I have the I guess experience and community around me that I do, you know, more fruitful connections can be made when I travel, you know, like within the yoga, massage, holistic health world, also, you know, like the intentional parenting, world schooling community. So yeah, my first intention was to come out here and connect with other families, you know, who are kind of like-minded, on the same path, and have the same intentions when parenting. Maybe connect with some people to work with in the future. So I was planning to visit some communities. You know, I reached out to some people through like different Facebook groups that I'm part of to connect while we're out here. My intention also was just to get some sun because winters in the UK are long and cold and dark, and I really do feel it. Many of us do. I'm not made to be in the UK for a whole winter, and also to reset. You know, to kick some habits that we'd fallen into back at home. You know, for example, screen time, and I just struggle to be flexible with a routine, which honestly I have still struggled while I'm out here. Like, routine is important, but also flexibility is important, but at the same time that routine makes it really, really difficult to do anything or go anywhere. However, things being so challenging once arriving, the intention had to shift to just slowing down and moving at my daughter's pace, which did mean that I just had to kind of let go of the idea of, you know, taking these trips that I had in mind, which is fine because, you know, she is the most important thing in my world. Everything else comes second to that, and I've been feeling like we need to reconnect. Like, we've been clashing so much the past few weeks, and I found really, what's the word, just old behaviour resurfacing. Like, I've just felt so hot-headed. You know, I've been losing my temper way more than I have done in a long time. I've just been very impatient, and yeah, that is partly because of, you know, residual stress from preparing to travel and then travelling, but also when, and this has been applicable, you know, since she's been mobile, whenever I have to be somewhere at a certain time and there's an element of rushing, she goes even slower and she's even more mischievous and even more defiant. But yeah, over the past few weeks I've just struggled to deal with that. So yeah, really just been focused on reconnecting and practicing patience, and trying to just meet her where she's at. But there's been some conflict remaining, because I'm an adventurer. You know, when I like to explore new places. You know, when I'm in a new, even when I'm in the UK, yeah, I just like doing new things, trying new things, going places I've never been before, and really kind of seeing what's around and absorbing as much as possible. So yeah, since making that decision, there's still been some conflicts within me thinking, oh, I wonder if we can just go here, I wonder if we can just go there. You know, like was thinking to visit, you know, up in the mountains, visit some waterfalls, go on some hikes or whatever, you know, just with her in the sling. So it's only been really over the past like 2 or 3 days where I've actually just been like, no, just accepted that this is where we need to be. So it's been working for us, just waking up, having a really slow morning, going to the pool or to the beach or out for a walk, having a nap. Well, I don't nap. That time is, you know, me time to do whatever I want to do. However, I want to recalibrate. So she's been sleeping on the beach, or if we go to the pool, then we just come back here and nap, and I sunbathe naked on the balcony. It's very private, which is great. Or do some writing, or make these videos, or whatever. Whatever I feel in a moment is for me. And that's been working for us. And it's just been a reminder, like, I guess part of the conflict was coming from, like, at home. I already feel like we go so slow anyway, like I'm militant with my rest, so I make sure I have a slow morning at home. I make sure when she naps I'm not trying to, you know, like clean up or, you know, work in any kind. I like make sure I sit down and just switch my brain off for a moment, because if I don't, then, you know, I find the rest of the day really difficult. So it was hard for me to accept that I need to maintain that here when I'm away, I'm in the sun. Like, the whole, you know, essence of going on vacation is to rest. I'm like, but I'm already resting, so surely, you know, I should have some energy to explore as well. And that's is what I wanted to do, like, as I said, you know, on the videos before, like, since getting back from travelling last summer, at the end of last summer, I've not been anywhere. I've not been outside the Greater Manchester area. Actually, we have, that's a lie, been over to her aunt's house, but it's still like a 45-50 minute drive away. And I was like, I want to reconnect to my sense of adventure, and I think I've come to a realisation now that I think a couple of things. I just think I'm a homebody now. I like being at home, and I think my energy recognises that. You know, on an energetic level, like, I don't want to go anywhere or do anything. I just want to be at home and rest and, you know, continue, like, getting things organised at home that's going to help, you know, with business when things get back up and running again. You know, like, work on the steps towards that. And also just being, I'm always having this realisation, just being a single parent, still breastfeeding, with minimal support, well, no support day to day. You know, her grandma on her dad's side is there for me, and I take her around there once a week and take a day to myself. But outside that, it's just me and her, and that in itself, when your attention is constantly split, it's a lot. That is a massive energy expenditure anyway, so it's no wonder that I don't have the energy to travel and explore like I used to, which probably sounds like a really obvious thing to say. But I think my energy's been there, but my brain and my nervous system, I'm still kind of like breaking those old, you know, ways of thinking and ways of being. And this impatience and this frustration that I'm feeling just now when she woke up from her nap, that was re-recording this video probably about 45 minutes later, because she was still tired, so I tried to put her back down for a nap, so I laid with her probably for about half an hour, and she fell asleep twice, and then both times as soon as I tried getting back up, she woke up, and it bubbled up again. This impatience, this frustration bubbled up again. And I have all these like really negative thoughts coming in, like almost as if I'm taking it personally that she's waking up and wants to be on me, you know. And I'm grateful that I have the awareness to just kind of like witness these thoughts as they come up and not actually like identify with them and be in them and actually believe them to be truth. Otherwise, like, I'd be the worst flipping person in the world for thinking of things that I do. But I feel like there's a lot of old thought patterns resurfacing during this period. And I think it's necessary, you know, as I transition into my 30s, like it really is the closing of a chapter for me. I've been feeling this energy for the past like 6 months, just feeling like I'm ready to just let all the shit go that I feel burdened with, you know, from my past, and really recognising what I don't want to carry into this new era. And yeah, a lot has resurfaced over the weeks leading up to my 30th that have been really challenging, but also I'm really glad that it has come around because it's shown me where I'm at and allowed it to rear its head for me to address it and be like, okay, let me learn from this and let me leave that in this chapter onto the next. And I really do feel like that is what's happening. It's not just kind of like me saying that to myself, but continuing anyway. I do feel a huge change. I'm sure there's like cosmic influences at play as well. Not just, you know, turning 30, because it's just a number, innit? It's just a number, and you know, we've had time isn't accurate and time isn't linear. I see it as cyclical, but also, you know, given that we have 2 extra months, it's like I'm actually 30. Like, who says that I'm 30? This Gregorian calendar, like, it's just I just take, you know, numbers in this time and date structure that, you know, we live in and with and by. Take it with a pinch of salt, but also this is what I'm conditioned into, so I do feel certain energies in relation to, you know, when I was born and turning 30, etc, etc. So yeah, since deciding to just not try and go anywhere, a couple of moments have arose where I've seen something, oh, let's try go there, but just the thought of getting there and everything that goes into it, and just having to be somewhere and trying to go somewhere and the stress that it causes. I've been going on these cycles of like, no, be here. She doesn't care where we are. She will be happy just being in England. Just focus on giving her the time and space to explore and move at her pace. So that's what we've been doing, and it's been great. I feel like we're friends again. And what was I going to say? I've been intentionally doing my 20 minutes. I've made just 20 minutes of yoga, asana practice a non-negotiable every day. I've made that a non-negotiable, and I've been doing it. When I first wake up, all I want to do is go make myself a hot drink. When I'm at home, that's cacao. While I've been here, it's been hot lemon water and herbal tea. I just want to get my drink and sit down and just be silent and stare at a wall or stare out the window while I drink that. But in doing that, by the time I finish it and then I would go into a practice, she's woken up. So I've kind of just been going with that flow, and then when she wakes up doing the practice anyway, and setting out a little mat for her so she can get involved, or sometimes she sits on my knee or comes on my mat with me, because I really do want, this is what I want her to see me doing. I want her to get used to seeing me doing this. But on the morning that I recorded the previous videos, and a couple of mornings after that, which was another dosing day, another microdosing day, she just had a real issue with it. But I learned from that first experience trying to do that I just need to take more time just to be with her when she first wakes up, not just like breastfeeding her for a little bit and be like, right, I'm going to get on with it. You know, so on the second time when that happened, when I took my microdose, and I said to her, you know, I'm gonna do my yoga practice now. She was just like, no yoga mat. She just really didn't want me to do it. I just took some deep breaths and explained to her, you know, that it's really important for me to keep my body strong, to keep my mind calm. Whenever in those moments when I raise my voice, or I lose my temper, or I show frustration in whatever way, I let her know. I was like, that's mean mummy. I was like, nobody likes mean mummy. So, and then there's more that I can say on the whole mean mummy thing, but I won't get into that right now. You're getting bitten on my leg. So yeah, I was explaining, so I was like, you know, when mummy doesn't have enough time to do her movement practice or meditate, then mean mummy comes out a lot more, because mummy struggles to stay calm. So it's important that I do this just for a few minutes a day, and you can join in with me, or, you know, I get some breakfast out for her and some drinks out, I get her toys out, I get, you know, some paper and some pens and pencils out so she can draw, you know, so I explain all of her options to her. And there is still some resistance when I first get on the mat. She's still trying to climb on me, she's still, you know, trying to fold my mat up while I'm sat on it. She's still trying to like sit underneath me when I'm like in a pose or whatever. She's for the first probably like 10 of those 20 minutes, she's trying to do anything to disturb me, but I kind of just be with it, and I just keep asking. I was like, and just keep saying, you know, you can join in with me, or you can give mommy some space. And eventually she does give me some space. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to do in terms of my practice. But I was proud of myself because, you know, it was a dosing day, and, you know, emotions are the protocol that I follow, or that I'm following right now. I kind of go between doing a particular protocol and just doing it intuitively, but I'm doing one day on and 2 days off at the moment. So I take a dose, and then for 2 days I don't take a dose. You okay? You eating your food? Your pasta? Eat your pasta then. Yeah, one day dosing, 2 days not dosing. And even though it's just, I mean, I can't say the actual dose that I'm having, because it's in tea at the moment, because I don't have my scales with me, but it's only a small amount. But I still feel that kind of extra intensity, that heightened intensity when I am dosing. So I was proud of myself the second time round that, you know, I was able to stay aware and grounded through the resistance. Like, cause she was so sad. She was so sad when I told her I'm doing some yoga. She was really, really sobbing. Like it was the worst thing in the world. Like I've told her that I'm going away for a year. She's not going. And yeah, and those 2 days in between I try and integrate. So it's a continued integration from my high dose journey on my birthday a couple of weeks ago, and also from each of the microdoses. So I'm just trying to, some days I'll journal, some days I'll meditate, some days I'll just kind of like, ponder to myself, like what have I taken from these experiences, and how do I, what lessons have I learned? What am I doing to nurture the ways that I want to show up in this world and show up for my daughter? What do I want to invite in my life? How am I going to bring about this mindset shift and this emotional space shift that I need? Because I really do want to decondition my mind from being so negative and so critical. So yeah, that's about where we're up to. Integration is no specific time period, is it? It's lifelong, I think, just always asking yourself these questions, and embodying them. I also have to keep reminding myself to give myself just some extra grace, because I'm doing all of this with no weed. I was planning to bring some oil that I made a few weeks ago, and I put it in my suitcase and everything. At the final moment I bottled it because I just couldn't deal with the extra anxiety travelling with it. Even though it probably would have been fine, I just didn't want to risk it. So I left that home, and I was like, well, I'm pretty sure weed is decriminalised in Portugal, so I shouldn't find it difficult, finding some here. But yeah, I just haven't. I mean, I've not put in that much effort, to be honest. But where I'm staying is very quiet and very peaceful, and it's also just after so many bugs. Just after the Easter break, so I guess the peak period is over. And the only time I've seen someone who I would ask was when I went to kind of like the main town area where like all the tourists are, but there was something telling me to not ask this person, so I just followed my gut. And still I was like, well, if it comes my way, it comes my way. If not, I'm not too pressed. Honestly, it would have been great to have some, just to help me wind down, and it really does just help me just drop into my heart space and just kind of organise things better. It helps me be more patient and move slower, which is really what I have been needing to do. And it helps me get into a creative space as well, and that was another intention of the trip. I really wanted to do a lot of writing. There's a lot of things that I've been sitting on that I want to write about. But yeah, I guess I just completely underestimated what it would be like travelling with a 2-year-old. Even though I've done it, from age 1 onwards. I don't know how much time I thought I would have. But even when we're on the beach, she's off entertaining herself, running around, playing with the sand and whatever, but I can't take my eyes off her. She's fearless, but also exercises a good level of caution, so she will like pelt towards the sea, and I'll be like running towards her, but she will stop. But when she's in that like those extra mischievous modes, like just before her nap, when she does the opposite of what I'm asking, and moves extra slower and is extra defiant, they're the moments that she could easily just run and keep running and jump into the waves. So yeah, even though we've been on the beach for a good amount of time, I've also, been wanting to engage with her, interact with her and play with her. So we've been building sandcastles and digging holes and running around and all the good stuff that you want to be doing on the beach. So yeah, I've got into some journaling, like some integrative journaling, if you want to give it a name, but no, not being able to write any of the poetry or prose that I had in my head, but that will happen, when the moment comes. So yeah, give myself extra grace because I'm doing all this. Like, I don't smoke every day, and I don't smoke that much. Even when I do smoke, I use a vape, so I don't smoke tobacco. I just have it pure, and I smoke old head weed, like natural brown stuff or high grade, or stuff from Africa. So I don't smoke, like chronics or anything like that. That stuff kind of sends me a bit west and can often trigger my anxiety, especially when I have it in a social